Hey, thanks for the follows, Mex Scrabbler and Little Nomi. Uh, I just went live, so this is the first Learners Club, and I know the title is wrong. I am having issues with Twitch, with Streamlabs, so it's listing an old title for some reason, but I believe I can rename it somehow using the chat. But yeah, so basically the format for this is the learners, well, people of all skill levels are going to be playing games in the room that we are in on Google's, and I'm going to sort of flip around and look through the games and just sort of talk about them. And then at the end, we're going to go through a couple of them in depth just to go over them. So yeah, and then Russell Morris, thanks for the follow. Covrob, thanks for the follow. Yeah, so and if anybody subscribes to me, I will analyze your game on stream. Probably one of my Tuesday educational streams. I will probably replace one of them in the near future with just a bunch of game analysis. Analyses. So Kiwi Bunny 19, thank you for the follow. Trenton Tron, thank you for the follow. Alrighty, it looks like the pairings are out, so soon we will be playing games, and then I'm basically just gonna sort of flip through them, try to find some fun opening positions, and yeah. So it's I'm not sure who showed up today. The goal of this is to look at games from all different levels. I'm not sure what the skill levels of the players are today, but hopefully they got like a wide range so we can sort of look at different levels of play and how they can improve. And then if you like this, just know that every Tuesday at 7 p.m. my time, which is Pacific time, I do. Hi, how's it going? Yeah, how do I do that in the chat? I was having an issue with Streamlabs. Yeah. Hi, Heidi. Is there a way to do it in the chat with one of those like forward slash commands? Because I was having an issue where I couldn't do it. I was having some weird issue with Streamlabs. Click the title and okay. I go into Twitch for that. Is it that? Oh, this might work. All right. Let me just get on my authenticator. Did that change it? Did that change things? All right. Well, we got some games going, so let's take a peek. Let's start with this one. So we got Lamaste has this. So the best thing you could probably do here is check out ING and then look for bingos. He didn't have any, but he could have done that. He could have done Hominy, which would have scored a little more. They're both probably decent options. I'd imagine Hominy is a tad better because it scores 8 more points, but the G is not the greatest tile to keep, so that might be better. Did I change my title? Did it work? Anyways, yeah. So he's gonna exchange. I think if I were him, I would go for one more tile. It looked like he kept 2 E's. Generally, you want to keep one vowel and one consonant because words in general are gonna have slightly more consonants than vowels. There's just gonna be more 2 consonant combos, 3 consonant combos in words, so they're gonna lead to having slightly more vowels, or sorry, slightly more consonants. So I would generally try to keep either the same number of vowels and consonants or um, more consonants. That's why the best leaves are all like ERST, ENST, stuff like that. So okay, we'll just keep flipping through some games. See what else we got. We got Mickey versus Zero Expert. We got TC Benny versus Kohrab. We got Alex Dings versus Archana Padumadasa. We got Spades Colombo versus Sir Fank, and Mama C versus Mex Scrabbler. Cocoa Puffs versus JJ Scrabble. So we'll just sort of flip through these and see if some interesting positions come up. So oh, I'm not sure. I don't think it really matters. Like this is just a learner's club. If you gain a little bit of an edge, who cares? Not sure. I'm not 100% sure. That might not be the official stance of the people running the club, but I don't think it matters. So now we got Mickey versus Zero Expert. So I guess the best thing we can do in this position is to look for hooks, which unfortunately there aren't that many juicy ones. So the best hook I can see on this board would be like the T hooking off, and then we also yeah. So he's gonna go for VAT, which is probably not. This is probably about as good as it's gonna get. If he wanted to score a little bit more, he could have done something like Kava and AH. That's probably what I would have done. But VAT has advantages because it's very defensive, and generally, if yeah, let's turn the volume off if I'm looking at your game. You can see that a lot of the plays that Mickey's gonna play off of that are actually gonna hit his Y and his K very hard. It's like I don't know. I mean, Ya's not amazing, but Ya is a decent enough play for, or Nay, right? Those are both decent plays for what Mickey did off of the H, which is one of the few places to go. If he had an I, we could have gone here, right? But I think the K and the Y are also going to hit that really hard. So I think VAT is a perfectly good option for that. So let's keep looking. So now we got TC Benny versus Heidi Robertson, co-rob. So she's got a couple of different options here for places to go. She could go through the Q here. She could play QAT and try to set up her Y. I don't love that because she's not leaving any vowels, but she does already have. She already has some NYS as the worst option if that spot stays open. So it's definitely worth considering. She could hit things like RC or Rosie or things like that just as long as the spot stays open. So that is one play worth considering. And then she could also do something like Yar. Oh, she's going to go with Car. I like Yar better because the Y is not as good of a tile as the C, and that play would have scored more. But she's going to go with Car here. And now TC Benny's got the Q spot to himself, which that's why I was kind of considering QAT because that not only does it set up her S on the triple, it also takes that spot from TC Benny, who there's no guarantee he has an I, but this time he did. And so he's going to have a couple options. He could do vid, but he probably shouldn't because it takes an A. So he could do vide, which doesn't keep as good of a leave, but it gets rid of an annoying hook that he doesn't have. Heidi's play of Car is going to suggest that she's more likely to have an A because it's always good to get rid of duplicates. That's a common theme in Scrabble. If you have more than one of a letter, you're trying to get rid of them. So if you play off a letter, it's going to be more likely that you kept one of those because you would want to get rid of duplicates. So it's going to be more likely, even though we know she doesn't have any of the C, the A, or the R. TC Benny has no way of knowing that. So I would probably suggest doing something that doesn't take any hooks, which is why I would probably do Vide here, which is going to be good scoring. I think it's 44. And even if Heidi Bingo's here, TC Benny's going to get first crack at the triple, which is good. And so, yeah. So let's keep going. We got Alex Dings versus Archana Padumadasa. They've gotten decently far through the game, which is nice. That probably will be the first end game, which should be fun to look at if it's close, and it's looking like it will be because Alexander Dings just hit a bingo. So yeah, we're gonna look through. I can tell immediately because I've studied that the bingos that include the C don't end in it. He's got like scimitars and ceramist and matrices. Oh wait, sorry. He can get mistrace here. I can tell that it didn't end in a C, but I missed the EA. So he can get mistrace here, which if you study should be pretty easy. We can see that Pout takes a front S. So can we hit there with like scimitar? Right? And then we could hit something like Imarets down here. Right? So he's got a couple of different options. And it looks like mistrace will be the best scoring, so we're gonna go with mistrace, but yeah. So we'll check back up on people. So now we got Spades Colombo versus Sir Fink. Sir Fink's got a good lead, and he's got the J, which could be nice, although it doesn't look like it's gonna do much on this board. And he's got a triple, which he should probably block if he can't deal with it, because that's going to be Spades Colombo's easiest way of coming back. So, and then he's also we also got Quash here, which is going to take the front S. So maybe he wants to do something like Soja, which scores 40. I know that it's not ideal opening up a triple at this score, but if it's far better than any of your other options, your opponent's only going to get one chance at it, so it's not that bad to leave it open for a little bit. And it's the only play. I think it's the only way to get the J down there on the double bird square. So I would say to just do it. Yeah. So. That's that. We'll check out Mama C versus Mex Scrabbler. And now we got Mama C. So we got this nice spot on the triple for Mama C. She could do a couple of different things. She could do Zit. She could do Zoo. She could do Zol. And she's going with Lit. I'm not sure if she missed Zo or she's trying to set something up, but I definitely would have gone with one of the Z plays myself to try to score as much as I can. Alright, so now we got Cocoa Puffs versus J Scrabble, who is Jiang Jin Lee. And what I would do here is I would try to get some parallel plays down, although it doesn't look like we got any. So I would then look at QI, which is always a nice option if you can't get rid of the Q. And so I would probably go with QI. And then the other thing I see here is MM, which scores a little bit more. It keeps the Q, which is not ideal, but you're not going to bingo if you play QI, because even if you drew like Ammonite, you just blocked it. So, and you have QAT as like a bailout And so you actually, the Q isn't as bad as it looks. If you draw a U, you might get court, and if you draw an I, depending on what the board becomes after your opponent, you might get something there. And so I wouldn't hate playing MM because it does score more. And once you get to play off the Q, you're sitting on a good leave. And so yeah, he's gonna go. It's a sexy game. Cool. Yeah, so he's gonna go with QI. And then now we got Zhang Jin Lee, and he's got kind of an ugly looking rack, but he's got a couple of options that actually score well. He can play I, which is not ideal because it keeps 2 U's. And then the other thing I see is Fuero, which is about the same score. It keeps a better leave. Oh, I'd imagine that's a typo. Hopefully we're playing nice in the Learners Club and he just passes back. But I don't know. It might not. It might not. It's fine. We didn't. Okay, so he's going with man. So now, yeah. Now it looks like maybe Fuero. I'm not sure. Now at this point he's quite a bit behind, so he should try to have multiple lanes to play with. So if he does Fuero, he can try to hit the triple here, the triple here with his Y, because FY is a word. Yeah, it's a very yummy game. Locked down board. So yeah, he's got a couple of different options. Let's go back to this one. So now we got Trenton Tron is up 80, but his rack isn't very nice. But if I were him, I would probably just do something like Cluing up here, which sort of tries to get through the clunk as best as he can. He could also do Annuli, which I don't like because it's a little more open. When he's behind, it opens up for like bingo lanes like this. Right? So he's gonna go for an exchange, which I also don't like because he has decent enough options that an exchanging scores 0, so you don't want to do that unless it's an emergency, right? So I wouldn't have exchanged. I would have tried to go for probably cluing. And then now we got Llama-Stay, and I don't think he has a bingo, so can I do this in any Scrabble stream? Got them. No. Nothing. Okay. And then, does it have anything? Is there anything with so yeah, Kathumps and Mukhtars. But those weren't gonna play. So yeah, he's gonna go with KHI. The best option I saw was gonna be KHAT down here, which gives you another S spot. Right now he has 2 S spots, and he's got SM blank, and there's gonna be a good chance he gets a bingo down. So we're gonna see Llama-Stay is now gonna be going for a bingo with this Jill's spot, and then Trenton Tron. I'm not sure what he's gonna do. Maybe he's fishing for like Colza or something. Maybe if I were him, I would probably just try to block Jill's because you don't have a lot else going on, and you are still up by quite a bit. So I might do something like, I don't know, maybe just like ill. It looks a little bit like, what are you doing? But it's fine. It's a lot less likely to hit a bingo starting with a vowel, and those give you access to the triple. That might be a little bit too low scoring though. So he's gonna go with Ray, and then we're gonna see if Llama-Stay can see batsmen there. See if there's anything else. Yeah. Oh, he saw batsmen. Perfect. So now it's gonna be a close game, and Trenton hits Colza after missing, and then we're gonna check out over here. It looks like we're low on time, so let's try to find an end game. What is it? What are the rules? It's just 10 minutes with no overtime. Okay. Let's look for... Okay, we're in the end game here, although it's not very interesting because Archana has a decent lead. So let's X this one out. Here we got Spades Colombo's down 100, so that one's not as interesting. Let's try to find a more interesting game for the last section. So see what we got. I think we got a couple of candidates. Let's see. Okay, so we got Llama Stay versus Trenton Tron, and then yeah. So here Llama Stay is down by about 40, and he's got decent enough rack. So I think he's going to have to start thinking about getting another bingo down, even though he just got one, because he's still behind 40. So we are going to take a peek at his options. If he wanted to try to stay within shooting distance, he could do something like Vireo, but that's only 30. Being behind 10 in a tempo is still pretty hopeless, so he might, I don't know, it's close. He's going to go with Vireo, which is probably fine. Like if Trenton gets a really bad play down, then he's perfectly within shooting distance. Or if Lamastay can get either a bingo or like Souk down, S-U-Q if he draws the Q. Or maybe, yeah. Or he might be able to get a bingo. There's the blank still left. So now from Trenton's perspective, we just have to stop as many bingos as we can. He's going to go with upping to try to outrun. And Lamastay, now he's drawn Souk and Jill, so he can actually take a lead by doing that, which is 44, or he can go for Quate, which is 45 and blocks the triple. I think I like Quate probably a little better. I don't know. The other option is to do Nout, which scores 32 but leaves him with QIS. And he's going to go with Quint, keeping SOU. So it's got maybe some shots at a bingo here. This looks like the most interesting game, so I'm probably just going to stay here. Yeah, WTF is where's the food, so it's not actually swearing. All right, cool. So here's a good example of trying to like search through the pre-end game. So Lamastay's got his rack, and then we can see this. So we're gonna try to look at Trenton's best plays and try to maybe prevent them. So it looks like Trenton's best plays might be something like a Wee, AWEE down here. So maybe if we were, maybe we would try to prevent that. And then if we can't, we would try to score as best as we can. So now he's going to go with Bo, and then Lamastay is going to do something. Oh, Trenton is probably going to do something like, I don't know, Awa. Let's see if there's any other interesting games. Looks like, yeah, let's keep it to this one. This is the most interesting one. So we're going to see what Trenton goes with. I think he's going to do something like AW or AWA down here, which would make a lot of sense because it's the best scoring he can do. So you're going to do AW. I think I might have liked sticking one more letter on because I'm not sure if he can go out with all 5 of those. But we're going to see what Lamastay does. So he's going to go with Soil. Then Trenton does he have an out? I don't actually know if he has an outplay. So what's he gonna do? Nose, and then can Lamastay? It's not gonna be enough. He's gonna go with Q. So yeah, so Trenton's gonna get an 8-point win. So if you look, Trenton has an A sitting on his rack. Well, if he played Awa and then Nose, he would have been able to go out in 2, which is gonna do better for him. So oh wait, Awa sets up Louis. Okay, so not that. But he had a couple of options. Like he could have stuck. Let's just take a peek. Let's say that Trenton played something like this. Saw for 32. I know it look. Oh wait, is BON good in TWL? Is is BON good in TWL, guys? Can someone tell me real quick? Oh shit. Okay, never mind. Okay. I was gonna say to do this and then threaten this, but BON is not good in TWL, so we're not gonna do that. So that was the idea I had. He can't. I'm sorry. I suggested Awa, but he can't do that because Louise is available. So let's say instead that he did something like um, let's say he did something like on. Well, that doesn't set up Louise, and now he can play something like Aloe, right? Or Toia, and Llama is not going to be able to block both of them. And so that's called an out and two, and it's a very powerful tool you can use in the end game in Scrabble, because if you go out in two, you're going to get 2/3 of the remaining plays, whereas in this game, Llama Stay allows Trenton to go out. Trenton allows Llama Stay to go out first, and so he only gets half of the remaining plays, and he still won, but if the game were 10 points closer, right, he wouldn't have, but he would have been able to if he did something else. Um, so yeah, let's do a brief block. Just don't say the word sexy as much if you want. I mean, this is meant mostly for learning. I don't know how many little kids there are in the chat, so yeah. Okay. So yeah, no overtime. We got, yeah. Okay. Well, back to club. We'll see. Is round two about to start? Pick a game and examine. Oh, there's 10 minutes for discussion. Okay. Yeah, let's look further at that game between Trenton, Tron, and Llama Stay. It seemed like the most interesting one. So yeah. So let's go through. All right, so here's the first turn. I think the two best options are going to be Mingy and Hominy. So Mingy is going to keep a slightly better leave. Oh, is HYING is good in TWL? Oh wow. So yeah, there's a couple of different options. So Hominy scores the best. It scores 20. It scores 36. So what we're gonna be doing, Baconator, thanks for the follow. What we're gonna be doing is during the game, I'm gonna sort of just click through different games, and then we're gonna do 10 minutes in between games, and then I'm gonna go through the most interesting one. So this one is Trenton Tron versus Llama Stay. So we're looking at Llama Stay's opening rack. He's got Hominy plus a G, so he's got a couple of different options. We could do Hominy, we could do Hying, we could do Homie, which is kind of cool because it keeps ing, which is nice, and then we could also do Mingy. Um, I think I like Hominy the best because of the score, but I also like Homie because generally in Scrabble, opening short is going to be a couple of points better than opening long, because if you open long, you are allowing your opponent to hit more double doubles and just playing on the double. So Hominy in the other spot runs into the issue of opening up this I to a double double. Sorry, to like a double letter score. And then I think the O is probably a little worse in the double double than an N. But this isn't terrible. It's just that I think if we can choose, which we can, that we might as well not set up an I in the double letter score if we can avoid it. That said, this is a little bit more defensive for like 7-letter words, so there is an advantage to it. But I do think the I being here and like liable to plays like this. So plays like QIN here, or no, not QN. This is TWL. So plays like QI here, or maybe like Pox here, something like that is gonna make it worse. But that said, that your opponent is less likely to bingo. If I were responding to like someone exchanging 2, I would probably do something like this to make it less likely for my opponent to bingo. So this is a TWL game. I guess I should try to... I'm not sure where to move myself. Maybe up here. Yeah, you can see it here. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna try to look at the most interesting game. Um, so yeah, there's sort of pros and cons. This one makes it harder to bingo, but allows like spots. And then this one makes it a little easier to bingo because you can bingo right here with just a 2-way overlap instead of a 4. But on the other hand, you can't use the I for as much. So sort of advantages, disadvantages to either. But he's going to go with Mingy, which has a better leave. And he's going to go with the 28-point version. So we're going to continue. So now Trenton Tron has a very ugly rack. But I think this is probably just a tad better than exchanging because it does score 16, but yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I also think there's a chance that Homie keeping ING is better. It's a 12-point sacrifice, but it keeps ING instead of G, and opening short is generally going to be better, all else considered equal. So yeah, so we're gonna look Emute, and it also recommends Etui, which is 17, but that keeps 3 vowels, so that's even worse. It is a little bit more defensive, but one thing to note with Emute is that it kind of sets up 2 spots, which is not as bad because it gives you a guaranteed crack at least one of them. So the best exchange that Woogles is going to come up with is keeping EIT, although I generally prefer keeping just taking off the I there because it's just a little bit too vowel heavy in Scrabble when most words are gonna contain slightly more consonants. Okay, did you know etui? That's another play to consider. Um, that's 17, and even though it keeps 3 vowels, it's not as bad as it looks because E is the best vowel, and also, 17 is a lot better than 0, right? So that's the thing about exchanging. I think a lot of new players are sort of enticed by the value of a bingo. But I think that a lot of the time you'll do better off just trying to score more because at the end of the day, Scrabble's about scoring the most points, and exchanging scores 0. Yeah, I think part of it is just trying to like get a bunch of different games to look at. So, yeah, he has a couple different options. Is it he? Just tell me which pronoun is fine. Yeah. So, yeah, it's we, but Trenton is going to... Yeah, so it is. Once you start to learn about leaves, you'll realize that a lot of leaves are not as good as you might think. Um, and a lot of leaves aren't as bad as you think. There's sort of a floor where if you draw 7 vowels, you just exchange, but if you draw a bunch of consonants, you actually have a pretty good rack, and both those are good. So that's kind of why. And there's sort of a floor with how bad leaves can get if you can exchange. Okay, so we're back with Lamastay, who's got DEGHIOR. So what I would do from his perspective is to look at the best way to get a good leave. So the first play that comes to my mind would be Hong, which keeps DERI. Well, DERI is a very good leave. It's in a lot of bingos, and it scores 16, which So you're not going to get that much more here. You could also do Hog for 18, which is also pretty good. The only problem I have with Hog is that your opponent just exchanged. They might be more likely to have an S, and you don't have an S, which means that this lane is basically your opponent's for the taking. So Hong and Hog are both good. Let's see what else they recommend. Hongi? Yeah, I mean, I'd rather just keep the I. It's only one more. No, it's 3 more points. And you have the hook for the future if you just do Hong. Hog is also a decent option. I don't love it because you are not keeping an S and you're giving your opponent that spot. But let's see, what did we end up doing? We did Hog. Okay, cool. It's one of the top options. Oh, move a little faster. Okay. Doesn't look like Trenton is. I might just go from Llama Day's perspective because I don't think Trenton is in the chat. You got Get, which is fine. Okay. Let's see. We got DEIRTUV, so we got, it's a good rack besides the V and the U. So Vug is definitely up there. And yeah, we go with Vug. Good job. So it looks like Trenton should probably play something like AE here. What does he do? Yeah, he does. Okay. So now we got DDEIRTZ. Oh, hi. Welcome. I didn't realize. So good. So I'll try to go through both of them. It looks like we got a couple options like DITS maybe. That's probably best. Keeps DRT as alright. Oh, Atomized. Wow. That's also a good play. So what do we got? We went with DITS and then now we got add rates, but I don't think that's good in TWL. Okay. So add. Yeah, add. We do with add. That's good. Feeder. What do we go with? F. That's also a decent option. You can get a decent amount of bingos with EERRD. And then yeah, so we got the Satire racks. We're gonna get Waster. And then Westry. He's gonna go with Wastry, which is fine. It looks like Rex is probably gonna be good. Whenever I get these racks, I try to see where the X goes, and this time it goes here. So I'm gonna do Rex and then Cyanos, which it's not a word, which is interesting. It takes a D, but it's not a word. But it is good in Collins. But yeah, in TWL it's not a word, but it takes a D. If we're gonna do Cyanos as a phony, we can also do it over here for 85. So, but yeah, so he's gonna go with Cyanos, which is not a word, but it takes a D. And now we got this rack. So we're gonna look at this spot because Axe takes an E. So we got a couple of options like Ted or Deet, which scores a little more but dumps the E. I like Ted the best. And he's going to go with Deter, which scores a little bit more, which is nice. Let's see what Trenton does. Is he going to do Fad? Yeah, he does Fad with Weta. Wetas are like little creepy crawlies from New Zealand, which is cool. So now we got Bad Rack, so he's probably gonna have to exchange because it looks really bad. And yep, he's gonna go with he challenged. Okay. So now Trenton's going to go with Jill, which looks fine to me. It has very few options, and yeah, it's going to partially block. The only issue with this is it sets up an S, but you can't be entirely paranoid. He can probably block it pretty quickly if he has to. So he's going to go with Jill. And now we're going to have Llama Stay exchange, which is good. So now this is a rack where he's got a few options, and one of them is going to be cluing, and one of them is going to be Annuli, and Trenton's gonna go with an exchange, which I'm not the biggest fan of because the issue I have with this. Oh, you go for Deter to block Prex. Yeah, that's a good idea. The previous rack, sure. Let's go back and peek. Is it this one? Yeah. So it's gonna suggest keeping AIT, which I think I'd rather keep AT personally. This is going to be a little better than exchanging. But yeah, he's going to keep AT. I don't see what you're going. I don't see what you're saying, Llama Stay. You didn't do it and it doesn't recommend it. It's not that valuable. There's also the fact that there's 6 O's left, so you'll get one eventually. Yeah, I mean, it's also, if you think about what words have an O in the 5th slot, you're not that likely to get a bingo. You, yeah, that's good logic, and you're not that likely to get a bingo there. You're a lot more likely to get a bingo with Jills. I almost don't think it's terrible to just exchange 7 to go for the bingo. So now Trent, yeah. So Trenton, I like cluing the best. There's also Annuli. He's gonna go with an exchange to fish for Colza, and then yeah. So Lamastay plays KHI when I like this one the best. This is Cat, scores 36 and keeps SM blank. He's also got Hamza as an op. Oh yeah, that's better. I didn't see that. So yeah, he can go for Hamza. And then let's go. So Lamza stay, very nice job. Sees batsman for 75, nice job. And then he hits his Colza. Now we got an interesting choice for Llama stay. Oh shit. Oh, never mind. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was flipping through TWL and Collins games. You're right. So now we got an interesting decision. So Llama stay is going to go with Virio, which is the best scoring play, and his other options are going to be plays like this, which go for the bingo route. He's got a couple of different options. He could hit ovaries, right? He could hit something like enviros. He could hit ivories, erosive, and those are all good. The score is such that it's going to be a close call either way. We could go for the bingo route and the outrun route, and we could also do something in the middle like this, which goes for some plays like sour. But we could also maybe draw the Q and then play something like SUQ there, which might also come back. So he's got a couple different options. He's going to go with the outrun route, which is Virio. Trenton's got a pretty bad rack here with AIN So he's going to go with upping, which is probably I like poo poo a little better. It does look a little like, oh, you're setting it up, but there's already an S spot on the board, so it's not actually gonna give Llama stay that much more if he has an S bingo. So now Llama stay's got a couple of different options. He's got QI, and he's got coin. And then he could also do Souk here. So he's going to go with Quint, I think. So he's going to leave his S and go for Jills again, which I don't hate. He is not that far ahead, so there's no need to be defensive. We can still be pretty aggressive here. And so yeah, I think I like QI the best because you're somewhat likely to bingo, but he's gonna go with Quint, which scores 45, which is very nice, one of the best scoring plays. Yeah, so now Trenton's got not the best leave. He's gonna I think I like Nano and Ori, and I think that's what he did. Yeah, so good job there. So now we're in the have the games restarted? We can go back and peek at some ongoing games. Yeah, okay. So the games have started. So now we got Lamastay versus Benji. We got TC Benny versus Netapet N. Cocoa Puffs versus Archana. Alex Dings. Alrighty, so let's peek at some games. So gonna go back into watching the games that are ongoing. Okay, so Ben's going to go with Punty, keeping AD, which is probably fine. And Lamastay's going to go with Hut, keeping BLRST. It's probably just barely better than exchanging. I think I would have done Blurt if I were him, which gets rid of a couple of extra of the consonants that he has. So now Benji has this. It's somewhat ugly looking, but I think he can get something down. Like dropping an A and an E. That's going to be a little better than exchanging. I don't know. He has a couple of different options. Like Nana is probably not, but 13 is probably a little better than exchanging. Data. We'll see what his options are. So, alright, so we got a couple of other games going. So we got Natapat N versus TC Benny. Now he's got the Z. And of course, whenever you draw something like the Z, you should be looking at where it goes. So he can do something like raised. He's going to go with Zeta. Zeta scores 50, which is nice. The only issue is you're giving your opponent first crack at this spot. Luckily for him, it doesn't look like TC Benny has anything. So TC Benny's probably going to do something like Tong, which blocks the Z sort of. And the reason why he's going to do this is because now that he can't use the Z, well, from his perspective, Natapat now is going to have first crack at the Z unless TC Benny blocks. So I think TC Benny's going to go for something like Tong to try to prevent. Now Natapat has to end with the Z, which is a lot less likely. So we'll just wait and see what he does, and then we'll go to the next game. All right, so he's going to go with Dang, which I don't think is a word. So is Natapat gonna challenge? Yeah, so and now he can use the Z. Okay. Here we got Cocoa Puffs and Archana Padumadasa. So Cocoa Puffs has got a bingo. He's got he's got Corneas, Canoers, Narcos, Earcons, Corson. And I think there's one more. I can't think of it at the moment. He had a couple of other options like Ancestor and Enactors. But yeah, he's gonna go with that. So yeah, let's look at Cocoa Puffs options. So we got Wax, which is kind of ugly, but it is 26. We could do Weiss, which is probably my choice. It scores 27 and it blocks the triple. Yeah, I think I would do Weiss because it scores 27 and it blocks the triple. See what he does. He might be. I think Weiss might actually be the only play that touches the triple. So, oh, he could also. I guess he could do like Echo. He could have done Echo to keep the W, but I think that's fine. So now, Archana, I think I like How the best. It does keep 5 vowels, but 43 points is really good. So I would definitely do How. Just in case anyone's watching, this is not a word. R-A-H-I. Just so you know. And then he's gonna go with WA is also not a word, so he's probably get challenged. But we're gonna keep going. So now we got Alex Dings versus Mickey. And Mickey's got AEINORR, which is pretty close to a bingo. So we're gonna have to look at what the best way to try to get to a bingo rack is, and if we want to do that. So I think I like maybe Rio the best. It's a good balance between scoring and keeping a good lead. We can get 20 points on this board, which is a lot better than a lot of other plays are going to be with our rack. So then the other option would maybe be or is a lot more aggressive, but it does keep a better lead, and we do want that when we're behind. We also want to make sure the game is gonna remain close if we bingo. So got a couple of options here. See what he does. What else we got? We got Heidi Robertson with ADELRSY. I don't think there's any 7s in there, but I can check. Yeah, there's no 7s. Are there any 8s? Yeah, so we got a couple of. Does she have any of them? No, she doesn't have any of them. So yeah, I think I would probably do like yards. It scores 48, which is really nice. It leaves the E for IN for later. And then yeah, that's one good option. She could also do yard and keep the S. She's going with yeared, which is also good. It keeps the S. It has a couple of issues. Like this is a lot more lucrative of a triple to use now, and she's not keeping her own E for IN. Hey, Will, thanks for coming. And then another option for Heidi would have been to do Yard over here, which would have been 33. So yeah, and then Russell Morris is probably gonna do just Yacht here for 36, which scores about as best as he can. Yeah, so he's gonna do that, and then it looks like she's drawn Gillies, which she hits. Oh, Cyan, yeah, I missed that. So yeah, she's gonna go with Gillies, which is very nice. She's now quite a bit in the lead. Yeah, let's keep looking. Now we got Mex Scrabbler versus Sir Fink. And it looks like no way to put Flinger on the board. So we're gonna go with. Looks like we're gonna go with, I don't know. Let's get a couple of options. He would like to open the board. So we're gonna go with Finer, probably, maybe. I don't know. That seems decent. We could also do something like Fig. Try to hit our like N on no for the future, or something. Maybe draw a D. Maybe draw an S. I don't know. So he's gonna do something like Fig, which scores 21, which is nice. I don't know. We will wait and see what he does. So now we got this is an interesting game brewing. It's 260 to 265. I wonder if these guys know that midair takes an S. So we could do something like swap, which is 38, right? And then we could, yeah, swap is 38. That's pretty nice. That's probably what I would do. Takes a decent lead. It'd be fun if he had a bingo, but like if this R were an L, he would have like dewlaps. Let's see. Is there any other options? I don't see much. I think I like swap, even though it uses the S. Yeah. Well, let's see. He could do something like law, which is going for a bingo. He's going to go with do for 26, which is nice. So now Jiang here has got a couple of different options. He could go for self, which is going to be the best scoring play. And then this also scores 34. But we could go for something like Fegs or Phoebe, maybe. Phoebe is 25 and keeps the S, which is something worth considering. He's going to go with self, so that was my first thought. Zero Expert would like that E to be somewhere else because he would have a praise. So we're gonna see what he does. Let's see. Well, I don't know. I kind of want to. So yeah, Mama C versus Spades Colombo. We can do something like OES. I kind of want to just keep up with the JJ Scrabble game because of how close it is. So well, let's see. So now we got a couple of different spots on the board to look for. I think I like something like. There's an obscure Collins Bing here. Oh shit! What is it? What is it? Is it a pairs? It is a pairs. Okay. He had a pairs. All right. So Jong is going to go with Bigo to try to get rid of his B and his G, which are ugly tiles, and now that's going to give Zero Expert Aperies. So let's hope he spots that. Are there any other interesting games to peek at? Let's see. Oh, TC Benny timed out. Yeah, okay. Well, let's keep it on. Let's keep it on this game. It looks like the most interesting one. Yeah. Okay, so he it looks like he missed pause, which is good for the annotation team because it'll keep the game more interesting. So Jong has this is the first thing I see. which is Wig for 29, which would score very well. And then we could do something like High with QA, which I don't like. I like Wig better. Yeah, I think Wig is probably the best option for Jong. He's gonna go with WIG, so he's gonna keep his H for QA, which is another good thing, right? So, all right, so looks like all right. So we got an interesting end game going now. So Jong is now down. That's fine. I'm willing to do that. That's probably works a little better. So now Jong is down by 42, but he gets first crack at the triple, which is really nice. So he's got a couple of different options. The first out and two I see is going to be Delt, which threatens RHY. Which I'm not sure. That's probably not quite enough to win. Let's see what else. What else do we got? You can comment in the chats if you see something better. He's gonna go with Tired. Keep an HL. Don't think he's quite gonna win. We'll see. I don't know if he has any outplays. Does he have any outplays? I don't see any. So that's one thing about the end game is you want to go out in two. Generally, you want to make sure that you get, because if you go out in two, you get 2/3 of the remaining plays are yours. If you go out in three or you let your opponent go out, the number's gonna be less. So let's see, Tyler. Yeah, Tyler would have been 38, and it would have kept Hid and Hid here. So it looks like he goes out no matter what. And I don't think it would have been enough to win because I think Zero is just going to put down Yin here. If he does that, he's going to go with Noi, which is 23. And yeah, it doesn't look like Jong has any outplay, so he's just gonna have to do something like this. He got his QA blocked. Yeah. So it looks like Jong's gonna go probably something like EH and Ho there. We'll see what he does. See if we got any other. Okay, so let's see if we got anything else fun to look at. This game ended. This game ended. Benji's way ahead. So yeah, go for. Just keep looking at this one. So yeah, Jong is gonna lose by 27. So good job, Zero Expert. Looks like you won by 27. So good job. Very interesting game. A lot of interesting decisions near the end. So I think this is gonna be the game that I look at in depth. So let's go right ahead and take a peek at that one in depth. Did I might have missed this one. Okay. Yeah, let's look at that game in depth. So, oops. So we got All right, let's sign it. All right, let's look at this game in depth. Good job, Zero Expert. You pulled it off. You found Retiree when you had to, and yeah, your opponent couldn't quite pull it off in the end game. So good job. So we got Jong has got AAENRT blank. So it's a couple of different things. You know, obviously there's all kinds of different bingos, but he can choose between something like Narrate, which doesn't provide an additional floater. He went with Taverna, which has the advantage of sort of putting the V in the middle and making parallels harder. And then he could also do something like Cataran, which puts the C over here, which makes 7-letter words really hard to play. So he's going to go with Taverna. I probably would have done Tavaran myself, but, you know, there's very, very minor differences between all these plays. So as long as you get a bingo down, that's the big thing here. So we're going to do Taverna, And then now we got Zero Expert. He's got AHIIOUT. So that's sort of ugly, but he's got a couple of bailout plays, words on his rack. Like I see Huia here. That's probably what I would have done. He's also got Hinao, which is a little bit less scoring. Hi, John. Thanks for stopping by. So yeah, we got your game because it seemed like the most interesting. So we're gonna do this one in the discussion period. So yeah, so the static analysis like Suia, and he's gonna go with Highway. So that's another good way to clean up your rack a little bit. Is Highway, right? So that's good. Gets rid of 3 of the vowels. So now we got Zhang has this rack, and we got a couple options. I think that's the first one that springs to my mind. There's probably other ones. We got like Mud. We got yeah, Foul Mud. What do we got? Fumados. Ooh, I did not know that word. So we got Forum, Fouled, Dom scores 29, which is pretty nice. What are we gonna go with? And Zhang's gonna go with Fu blocking the triple. Cool. And so now we got Zero Expert. It's got AENOTUV. So it's got a couple of options. We got Vrao, which keeps the best leaf. We got Avant, which scores a little bit more. So ooh, I think I would do Vrao probably. So he's gonna go with Vrao. Good job. So now we got mid-airs, which unfortunately looks like both players didn't know. So we're gonna have to do mid-air instead. Well, let's see. Unfasten is the only bingo for Zero, but he didn't see it, so he goes with Ton to try to keep good tiles and go for another bingo. So, decent idea. Let's see. We got Zhang has got this, which is pretty close to a bingo if he can get different tiles on the board. Although this looks like it'd be my pick just because of how much it scores. So we're gonna see what other options are. 7 and then Nav, Vin. What are we gonna go with? He's gonna go with Nav. Another good option. And there we go. Zero's got a beautiful rack with plenty of bingos. Yeah, it just means the middle of the air. Except in common English, it's an adverb. So, yeah, just Scrabble for you. So, which one is he gonna? He's gonna go with detains here. So gets his bingo off. And it looks like John has Cesium, but I don't think it plays anywhere. So he doesn't play. His best options are all gonna pluralize mid-air because of how well they score. And then what's he gonna go with? He's gonna go with Cam. Just give himself another lane. Zero Experts now got the J. But I think probably his best option is going to have to be to use Scam. Well, he can. So let's see. We're going to go with... What's he going to go with? We got Jas. I don't love those because they use both of our S's and we can get a good play off our S here. So he's going to go with Janes, which keeps an S for Scam, right? So Zhang has got a couple of options. We could do Joel to block the J. We could do Sook to cash out on Scam. Let's see what we got. We got okay, Koji's also, right? And then we got Q, which is going to leave ourselves with either of those spots. Let's see what he goes with. He's going to go with Joel to take the J. Good idea. Oh, don't worry about it, Benji. We can talk about it, why we learned words. And now we got Zero Experts, got the X. So is he going to just do something like Ox? That's what I would do. We have outs to draw things like Bodles, right? If we play Ox and draw the B, so it's not a fishing play, but if we draw a bingo, we're not going to complain. We can also hit Oblasti here, and maybe Borstal. So we do have some outs to draw bingos. So he's going to go with Tax, same idea. Oh, Salt Box. Oh, duh. Never mind. Yeah, he's got Salt Box, which is gonna be. It's actually only gonna be a little bit better because he can score like 36 and keep a bingo leaf. So it's actually not as much better as you think. This isn't actually a huge mistake because of how many bingos he can draw here. But yeah, he should try to go for the bingo right then. So he's gonna go with tax, and now we got Jong has got a couple of different options. He can go for Kef, which keeps QU, which is probably the best. So yeah, what does he go with? He's gonna go with Q. So yeah, I like Kef better because we're gonna keep the U for our Q. And then Zero Expert's got can go for Scam if he wants, which looks like the static equity calculator like Soba. Yeah, they're both decent options. You're going to score about the same if we go with the mid-airs, S cash out, or the Scam. One thing to note is that the S's worth is basically tied up in the two S hooks on this board. It's not a super friendly board for bingos, and so that's why even though the S is a good tile, the static equity evaluator is preferring plays that use up the S because they score pretty well. So we got a couple different options. We could do Soba either place. We could do Scab either place. Sabal. They're all about equal, and so he's going to go with Scab. Very nice, nice choice. They're all decent options. And now Jong has got some clunk, but QI is probably what I would do. What's he going to do? He's going to go with QI too. Cool. So now Zero's got a very nice spot for the Z. He's a couple different options. He's got Zol, he's got Zed. Does he have anything else? Let's check. Yeah, no. So he's just got a couple different options, and he's gonna go with Zol. So that's a good choice. What do I think about fishing for Niqab? Let's see. Where does Niqab go? I don't like it, and the reason I don't like it is because Niqab, right? If we replace it with A, so the average score of a play is gonna be 35 or so, and so we're fishing for a play that's only 16 more than the average play, and we would have to make a huge equity sacrifice. So if we were gonna fish for Niqab, it would be doing something like this. Well, there's only 2 A's. We get 2 shots of it out of 32 unseen tiles, so our odds of it are going to be something like, right, so our odds of it are going to be like 2 out of 32, this would be like 30 out of 32 times 29, 31, times 28 of 30 times 27 out of 29. This is the odds of not drawing the A. It's the odds of not drawing the A. So we're got about a 24% chance of. Oh shit, that's right. We don't play slob. So we would probably have to play something like, I don't even know, SOL, and at that point it's a massive equity sacrifice. We only have like a 19% chance of drawing the A, right? And then even if we do, we're only getting 16 more points than we would on average. And yeah. Actually, this one's interesting. The static actually prefers slob, but I don't. I think QI is a little better because we can maybe even get something better with mid-airs, and yeah, I mean, even down the line, we might get a bingo here with the S. You only get the points if the spot isn't taken. That's right, although the N isn't the best letter to start words, so yeah, that's the problem. It's just a huge equity sacrifice. The only way to keep QIB is to do SOL there, which is not enough points. So, and it's important to remember that Niqab's not actually that much more than an average play, because the average play is 35 and Niqab would be 51. And yeah, so it's good that you're thinking of Niqab. It really is. But in this case, it's not going to be quite enough points to be worth justifying a sacrifice. But you know what? There's going to be a similar situation you reach someday where something like that is worth it. And the fact that you're thinking about it now means that you'll probably think about it in the future, which is a good thing. So John's gonna go with QI, which is a great choice, and then he's gonna Zero's gonna hit his Z, and now Jong's got BFGGOLS. Not super pretty, but again, he can hit mid airs if he sees it with Slog, which is 30. He could go for Nogs, which is 24. Burns the S, which is not ideal. S isn't doing too much on this board. So Static is going to like Nogs because there's really not much to do without burning the S. Then we got Big for 10, which is the best play that keeps the S. Yeah, so the odds of Niqab getting blocked, which are unlikely, but it does count against you. Like if it's 10%, we have to take that out of our equity for our next turn. So Big is going to be 10. That's the option if we don't want to use the S, but I think Nogs is probably going to be the best because G's are ugly and Nogs gets rid of both of them. So he's going to go with Go, which is going to keep the S for later. And now we got Zero Expert's got A, D, E, P, R, S, W. So we've got, you know, again, he has got an S, so we can take the scoring route with Spa or Swap. We could take a more like balanced route with Do, or we could take like a hardcore fishing route with something like, let's see, is it any of them show? Yeah, so we could take like a hardcore like fishing route with something like Bow, right? Bow. So it's a couple different options here. I think I don't like Bow very much because it's very face up, and Jong is going to be able to block the bingos. So Do gives us a decent chance at a bingo. So that's one thing worth considering. The issue that I have with it is just it doesn't score quite that much. This would be my pick. I like Swap because DER is actually a pretty good leave, even though it ditches the S. Like it's worth about 7 points, and this leave's worth about 15. So according to so it's gonna be slightly more preferable. Drawing 2 E's isn't a disaster, so that's gonna count towards Do. Though I don't know. The other issue is with all the E's left, it's a lot easier to use the triple. And there's 3 R's and a D for Jong to try to use the triple here. And an S. So for those reasons, I slightly prefer Spa, but Do is also a great choice. If we're going to go with the more balanced route, and we're going to go with Do, and now it's Jong's turn. He's got a couple of options, and he's going to correctly choose to ditch his S. He's going to choose to go here instead of midair. That's a better choice because he is blocking the big lane. And now we're back on Zero Expert. Zero Expert's got a very obscure bingo that unfortunately he didn't know. It's no shame in that though. Very low prob. And then we could also do Napa, which is it's like same as Napa Cabbage, but he's gonna go with a more fishy play of Pal and go for a bingo down here. So Jong is now up by 2, and he's got to try to outrun Zero. So we could do Boho, and we could do Noble, which blocks the big lane for 7s, which is kind of nice. We could do Bigo. He's going to go with this Bigo, so he's going to go with trying to get rid of his B and his G, which are, you know, bad tiles. So, and now we got Zero's got Apiaries, which unfortunately must have been time pressure. He's gonna go for another fishing play. He's going with Pause to try to outrun Jong. So now Jong has got EGHIWLY. So his options are basically, he's got to try to score as much as he can. He can't score enough points down here with something like this because now his opponent's got the triple to himself. And so, yeah, that might be the best option to block bingos, but there's still other places to block. There's still other places to bingo, so He's gonna go with there's Y, there's Newly. I think I would probably do Newly because it scores well and it blocks the E. There's also Wig, and he's gonna go with Wig without the H. So Zero Expert's now got Retiree, which he sees, and now we get an interesting part. Yeah, it's not that dangerous. Will isn't a terrible option. It's probably a little bit better than plays up here. But I think I like Newly the best. New game just started. All right, let's go through the end game quickly. So, looks like Dearth keeping LY. Can we get an outplay? We can get Fly. So, Dearth keeping a Y scores really well. And Lithe gives us Rid in a couple of different places and Drag. So, if we did Lithe, we might be able to pull something off. So, yeah. We'll see. This is an interesting endgame. I'd like to maybe afterwards go back and discuss the whole endgame because unfortunately the players were in time pressure, but it was a cool one. Let's sneak through some games. All right, so alrighty. So Matt LaRoque is going to go with Ono, which is a great choice. Keeps his good tiles, ditches his bad ones. Lamastey's got Hexanes. Hopefully he can see that. We got Annexes. Might have something else. And yeah, got Examines and Expanse. So hopefully he can see one of them. And he's going to find Hexanes. Very nice. So now Matt LaRoque's got Lagoons, Langs, Angelus. So Olnages, Laguans. Some of those might be Collins only, but... Hi, wow. Can I become famous? Wow. Are these both bots? It's not like a copy pasta? They're both bots. Alrighty. Let's give him a block. No, right now I'm the only mod. Or Jennifer Clinchy's a mod too. But that was so she could change the name of it or something. But yeah, I'll make some mods. Let's see. Yeah, spam. Okay, you can report for spam. Let's got one. Okay, they're blocked. Okay. We'll brazen power grab. Cool. So now we got over here we got Alexander Dings versus Zero Expert, and Alexander's got decent looking rack, but I don't think there were any bingos. Were there? There would have been Waterloo if a W was sitting around. So now we got this, and we got a couple. We can go with like. We'd go with like. Oh, I see Bell. Go with Kill. We could go with Kel. So yeah, we got a couple different decent options, and we'll see what Zero Expert goes with. He's gonna go with Kaib. Cool. All right, let's look at TC Benny versus Cocoa Puff. So TC Benny's gonna be ahead by about 30. He's gonna go with Booger. So nice, scores 33. And then looks like our best. That might be our best option. Fetid. Let's see. Do we have any other choices? I think that's probably the best option. See if anyone in the chat found something better. Is Dude or D-E-W-E-D? Yeah, Dude is valid, so we could do that too. So we got a couple different choices. Let's see what Cocoa Puffs is gonna go with. Oh yeah, by the way, this is not, I don't think that's a word. Yeah. Advance is not a word, in case you were wondering. Yeah, so his options are going to be Dude for 38 and Fetid for 37. So we'll see. Let's see which one he goes with before we continue with the games. He's going to go with Fetid. Cool. Now we got Jongjin Lee versus Mickey, and it looks like Mickey would have Orielled if there was an O floater, but he doesn't. So we could have refilled if this F were a little further over. Let's see what we're gonna go with. Looks like we got not a lot of good options. I would maybe go with like Hild. Maybe Redial. That scores decently, but not that well. Let's see. Keep going. Now we got Russell Morris, who's got a playable Olestra or Oestral. See what he goes with. Looks like he's going to go with Deal to keep some of his better tiles. Alright, Sir Fink versus Mama C. Sir Fink has got INNOORR, so he's going to go with Iron. Now Mama C has this A for Avail, so she'd go with something like Soya to prevent Sir Fink from using that spot. Although, if she's behind, she might want to leave it open. We'll see. Let's go back to Matt versus Lamastay. So Matt has now got... Oh, sorry, Lamastay's got a good-looking Lirac, although no playable bingos, so he could go with something like Mince, which is going to score at least 30 or so. Yeah, 32 and it keeps RT. That's a pretty good option. And then we could also go with Crime, which is 29. Now we got Alex Dings versus Zero Expert. So Zero can play his X off for a decent score in a couple of different ways, but he's gonna save it for later with Rim. Ah, okay. He wanted that S so he could play sax, and which got 39. Very nice. Um, so we got Alexander Ding's got a couple of different options like idled, tined. And we'll see what he goes with. Land, maybe. Tilda might be a decent play. So 15 is not a good score, but there's nothing he can really do here. So dit. We'll see. He's got a bunch of different ugly options. This might be shaping up to be the most interesting game out of the bunch because it's still close. Still very close, like halfway through the game. But we'll keep going. So looks like TC Benny has got some stuff. He's gonna go with Cert to let's see. Cocoa Puffs has got this, so he can do something like Ha, which is 26, and he could do something like I don't know. We'll see what he goes with. We'll go with like Cha. We'll see what he goes with here. Cantist, very nice play by Jong. He's got oh, they're going with single challenge, so he didn't actually get anything out of it. Okay. Now we got Mickey. He's got this nice NY hook to play. I would probably do type. I know the leave isn't very good, but 38 points is a lot. So that's probably my pick. If you wanna try to pick a better leave, you might go for yip. DEI is a word too. So he's gonna score a little less and keep GIT, which is gonna be a little bit better. That's a good choice. So he's gonna go with high. And now TC Benny managed to draw very nice for his leave, and he's got 11 different bingos, which is kind of cool. So Jung managed to draw another bingo, so he can choose between things like Onanist or maybe Antinode or maybe Innovate. That scores a lot. He can try something like Nominate to not double the blank or triple, to not put the blank on the triple letter. So Nominate's going to score 79. That's a pretty good score. So that's a nice one by Jong if he finds it. So RSL versus Archana Padumadaso. It looks like Archana is just killing. Although this isn't a word, so he's still going to win, but not by as much as it looks. Oh wait, does NIS? No, NIS is playable, but it's not enough to win, and he didn't see it. Oh, he got very close. So yeah, so Archana's going to win by 26, which is nice. Good for him. Now we got. Oh, I want to see what John comes up with. He's got a couple of nice bingos that I've pointed out. We'll see which one he goes with. He's going to go with Atoning. Cool. Now we got Mickey's got the Z, which is nice. Looks like it's just ZE is going to be far and away the best play here. Just cool. ZE makes the Z very powerful. ZE and ZO make the Z very powerful in Collins. Let's see what he. So I assume it. Yeah. So he's gonna go with ZE, and then we will see what choices Jong makes. I don't think there's something to the D, but there might be. Yeah, there wasn't any. Okay. So he can go with maybe abalone. I would probably try to. He's gonna go with Bale. So he's Mickey's got Tingler or Ringlet or something. He's gonna go with Tingler. So yeah, let's see. Alex Dings versus Zero Expert. Still very close. Alex has got, as soon as he gets something down, he will probably, if he gets a bingo down, he'll be ahead. He has a bingo. He has like East Sloane. He could do something like, East Sloane here. Right, that's 81. That's pretty good. Let's see what else he had. Apparently, Godelbot is a bully for pointing out that loonies is a word. But yeah, we got a couple of different options. Looking like East Loin is going to be the best one. Pole lines, loonies, Lenvoice. So see which one. See if he finds one and see which one he decides to go with. He's gonna go with blocking the triple and leaving his blank for later. Another decent choice. And now we got Zero's got Enactor on his rack, so he's going to be able to play Ditto and Enactor for a decent scorer. But oh, he's going to go for a defensive play of Caught. Now we got Alexander Dings with a couple of different bingos like Rosenall and yeah, Rosenall doesn't play though. Let's see if we got something interesting. It looks like Mickey's pulling ahead for John. Yeah, you can change the title of the stream if I didn't. Heidi's about to tie Natapat. Did I miss this one? Oh boy, I must have just not clicked on it. All right, let's go over Heidi versus Natapat. Yeah, I was having this weird issue with my Streamlabs. Oh boy, this looks like a great game. 2 9s. All right, yeah, this will be the game that we go over once this one finishes up. I must have just not clicked on it. You just played a 56-point bingo. Wow, that's really cool. Unless you missed the star on your opening play, that's as low as it can get. Alrighty, wow, we got a great endgame coming with Alexander. Alexander Dings is behind 36, but he has a lot better tiles. So if he can spot Quaff, then it looks like he's going to be able to win this one. Let's see if he can spot. Looks like Quaff would be enough to win. It's like he's gonna play Quaff, and then yep, he sees this. So let's see what happens. Gren is only 27. That's not gonna be enough to win. So it looks like Alexander Dings is gonna pull this one out. Let's see. We'll see what he goes with. I think Gren is probably the best, but nothing's gonna be good enough to win. Let's see what Zero's gonna go with. Nothing's gonna win, but we'll see. He's gonna go with Run, and then yeah, Alexander Dings will just put something down and win. So. Raw. Okay, so Alexander Dings wins by 31. So I think the obvious choice for a game to go with in the analysis, the sort of longer analysis, is going to be the tie. So we got Natapat Knock-In and Heidi Robertson. So Natapat's got this rack, and he can do Yurth, which is probably best, and he can do Rye if he's interested in opening short, and he's going to go with Yurth. So now Heidi Robertson's got Viaducts. Let's see, is there anything else? curvated. Let's see what she goes with. She goes with Cud for 14. And then Natapat, I would probably do Glitz for 15. It's probably a little better than anything else. And the static bot agrees with me. So let's see what he went with. He goes for an exchange. He wants to get more value out of his G. And Heidi sees what I think. Unnative, so she could do unnative or vaunting, and she does vaunting, which takes a nice A hook, which I'd imagine. I saw it on the board, so it does come up. And then Natapat Nak In. It's got Aguais and Agatais, but let's see. He does Aguais, okay. So now Heidi can do a couple. She can go for something like Thad, which is 34, and she can go with. Yeah, that's probably best. Let's see what she does. She does Fad, okay. Natapat now is probably going to be best off cashing in on a vaunting. He could do something like Gata, or Ajita, or Taiga. Let's see. Static prefers Egad or Gotti, and he's going to do Adigi over here. So might not have seen a vaunting. Thank you for the subscribes, and if you wanna message me with a game you want me to go over on stream, we can do that. Little Nomi, are you Natapat? Okay, so Heidi has 7 consonants, but she has some options, like Bring is 24. That's probably the best option. She goes with Barf, sets up her S on the triple, very nice. And then we're gonna go with Natapat's gonna do Dalt, keeping ERNs. Now Heidi's still got 7 consonants. See, Glisk, right? Glisk is 40, Slink, so she's got some options, and she goes with Slink. And then now we got Natapat is behind by 56, so he's got to make something happen. Wow, I did not know that one. That's a sick one. So Char Women would have been 110. That would have been amazing. And Woman for 35 with a vaunting is what he's gonna do. No shame in missing something like Char Woman. Heidi's now got some vowels finally, so we're gonna see what she comes up with. We got, let's see, Jog. I don't know. Let's see what she comes up with. She's gonna do Barfy. That's right. I missed the hook. Then Natapat's got EEELOR. It's kind of ugly, but he's got at least 27 from that, so that's a good option. See if we come up with a Olio for 18 has a better leaf, so that's what Static prefers, and that's what Natapat goes with. Nemo. That's what Nemo goes with. So now Heidi's got the J, which is nice. We can get Jet for 48. Is that what she's gonna do? She's gonna go with Bay. She's gonna keep the J for later. She's got some stuff like Jets down here if she goes with Bay. So got some decent options planned for the future. So we're gonna go with Bay this time. And then Nemo's got EEEHNR blank. So do we have any bingos? I don't necessarily see any. We got Encheered. Wow. And let's see what we might see something like Hen. Yeah, he's gonna go with Hen. Save his bingos for later. Still got the blank, and he scored 30, so good option. And I think we're gonna see Heidi play Quag. We got 32 points, which is very nice. She's gonna go with Quag. Okay, and now we got very nice 9-letter word. Reordered by Nemo. Very nice job there. And Heidi's got the J, which hopefully we can get something good going with the J. And we got Jets, right? Jesty, Jeep. And she's going to go with Asp, keeping the J for later. She's got 37 points, which is very nice. And now we got Natapat Nemo with couple different options. He can save the X for later and try to get something better going. With that, he could go for Walks, which There's a lot of E's left, so it's pretty scary. Let's see what he goes with. Oh, he can do walks over here too, keeping IIOL, which is not ideal, but might be the best he can get going. Wooly, it's another option to save the X for later, and he's gonna. Oh, hi, Jong. One of the promotions I got going is if you subscribe to me, I'm gonna analyze one of your games on stream, and I'm gonna like dedicate it. So it's gonna be in place of one of my like Tuesday night education sessions. So if you wanna, if any of the people that just subscribed to me wanna send me a game through the Twitch chat, Will, you get 2 now because you were gifted a sub and you just subbed. So yeah, so. Walks now. We got Heidi's got Metal maybe if she wants to keep sitting on the J. I mean Metal scores 37, so it's fine to hold on to J one more turn at this point, right? We'll see what she goes with. Jet is 39, and she's gonna go with Metal, so that's good. Now she's got JA if she can draw the other A, which is nice. Yeah. Oh. So now we got Nemo's got Covine. Is that what he goes with? It's probably the best play. He's gonna go. Oh, he's gonna go Vin over here to block JA. That's another good option. It looks like we got a Geo down here for Heidi. Is that what she does? Oh, she does Jot up there. Okay. And now we got Nemo's. He's got to hope that there's some consonants in the bag, cause otherwise he's not gonna win. So we got maybe Helios. Helios leaves him without place, right? If he can draw the R and the P and hit something like Price, Heidi's got 6 vowels, so she's not gonna be able to work with much. That might be her best. That might be his best option. This recommends Helios. He does Helios, so it looks like Heidi's best option at this point is going to be Arrows for 32. She's going to go with a Rose, and then Nemo, is that the best option? Yeah, that's his best option, and it gets him a tie. So it looks like with Arrows, Heidi could have just squeaked by because it would have scored 5 more points. So it looks like she would have won by 5 if she was able to see Arrows, but she was probably in time pressure or something. So yeah, good job to both players. Looks like with Arrows, Heidi could have squeaked by, but that's a 2-pick, right? Or a go pick? Which one is it? I think it's a go pick. Go pick is a difficult play that goes through 1 tile, and a 2-pick is a difficult play that plays through 2 tiles and has lots of overlaps. Yeah, ties are fun. Everybody wins. Yeah, I once got 2nd place in a tournament because of a tie. Would have gotten 3rd otherwise, but yeah. Great job. Is this is the last round of the Learners Club? Is it? Looks like it is. Okay, well, that was a great game. Ties are always fun. I figured I had to analyze the tie when I saw a tie. And to anyone that subbed to me, I'm going to look at one of your annotated games on one of my streams. So now we got Cesar with a sub, and we got Tactics. So if you want to send me one of your games, it can be from Cross Tables if you want. It can be like a Woogles game. And then I'm going to replace one of my Tuesday nights with just looking at a bunch of people's annotated games. So, yeah. And now Tim gets like 3 now, I think, for all the gifts. Thank you to Truth Main. Yeah, it's a good concept. I think it's nice. It looks like there's something to look at for people of all levels. I do not have a cat. Yeah, there's always something to look at, people of all levels. That's why I think it's good that they tell the higher rated players to also play, because if the higher rated players are also playing, then the lower rated players can learn from just watching them, watching me talk to them. Wow, we got a power play. Sir Fink got muted for 1 second. Wow. He missed a lot, too. We got... Yeah. So we got Nemo saying that it's an awkward time. This is a good time for everybody from, like, the west coast of the U.S. to, like, the Middle East. Maybe we can get... maybe we can get, like, a more friendly time for the Asia-Pacific people. But yeah, this one works for like everybody from like the west coast of the U.S. to the Middle East, basically, which is not bad. I mean, there's some Europeans, Africans, like, but yeah. So what time is it in Sri Lanka? How late did Archana stay up? So Archana stayed up till 11:16 p.m. and in Thailand it's 12:46 a.m. Wow, you stayed up pretty late, huh? I received a level 1 hype train emote. Yeah, thanks for playing. Thanks for making a great game for me to look at. Looks like the hype train. And yeah, I'm gonna anybody that subs to me, anyone that subs to me, I'm gonna look at one of your annotated games, whatever you want. This could be send me a link. It could be from Cross Tables. It could be from Woogles. It could even just be a GCG of a game you played against Quackle. And so yeah, so anyone that hyped to me, please just send me, or sorry, anyone that subbed to me can send me send me a link, Twitch chat, Messenger, my email address. That's my email address. So yeah, if you wanna, and then I'm hoping on Tuesday I get a couple of games and I look at them. I'm hoping that before like Tuesday night, I just have a couple of games that I can look at. So yeah, awesome. Well, thanks everyone for coming. I think this is a great idea. So when Benji told me about it, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do the streaming. I probably have some kinks to iron out, like just I don't know. It seems like I missed a game. Like I didn't even look at the Heidi Robertson game during the actual game, and then she ended up tying. So probably maybe make the games like 15 minutes. I mean, if we're gonna prepare for 25-minute tournament games, 10 minutes is definitely a little short. We could do it like 2 or 3 times a week with a different streamer each time. I wouldn't want to do this 3 times a week, but yeah. I mean, I guess the idea is we're preparing people for like 25-minute tournament games. So 10 is a little tight for that. Obviously, you're not gonna be like physically tracking or physically drawing tiles online, but I think maybe a little longer also gives me the ability to look at more games and look at more positions instead of just being like, let's check this out. Okay, now we got to do this. Now we got to do this. So yeah, I think maybe 15 minutes. And maybe 15 minutes in between games. Like, I wouldn't mind going for 2 hours. A little over 2 hours. So this ended up being about an hour and 50 minutes, so I don't mind doing... Yeah, and that's fine. We're not, like, if we were trying to do Blitz, then you wouldn't take that argument, but we're not trying to do Blitz, so we should give people plenty of time to generate plays. Yeah, I could just continue going through a game, but it's okay. Opening racks are also interesting. I would like to look at them too. I do a lot of opening racks on my stream because I figure if I can illustrate the concept on an opening rack, I don't need to go and create a position. So I do some opening racks on my stream, but yeah. Well, I mean, you don't have to play all the games, so you could make it like, I mean, isn't the Coco Club like 6 hours long, but not everyone plays every game? And then you can also watch this later if you want the learning. This is gonna go on YouTube. So yeah, we'll experiment. We can try 15. We can try like 15 minutes in between games to look at the most interesting game. But yeah, got some things to think about. I think the first one went well. I'm glad I was able to wake up in time to stream this. And so yeah, so have a nice day. Thanks for all the subs, and to all my subs, if you want to send me a game for me to analyze on stream, I think we're gonna do that. I think if I get enough bites, then that'll be what I do on Tuesday this week. So yeah, thanks for watching.